Hey everybody, this is Sam with Daily Sports Betting Overtime. And I am blowing it out today. You guys are like, what? Guys, you gotta practice. And I know that a lot of you know this. You've been betting for a while. But if I've got any newbies out there, guys, you've got to practice. Because whatever your unit is normally, I don't know if you want to bet volume betting in the NFL or college football if you're throwing down a lot of money per game. So, if you're used to throwing down $100, $50 on, say 5 baseball games or 3 baseball games, that's not a big deal to you. But can you imagine if there are, let's say, 7 games, 10 games you want to play an NFL Sunday? Are you betting that $100? Are you going up and going to drop, what, $1,000? $2,000? How much money are you going to risk? Meaning you can lose it on an NFL Sunday, on a college football Sunday. So, what I decided to do, because I worked my way up, we are blowing it out today. I've got 116 bets. Yeah, you heard me right. 116 bets, which means even if I bet $10 on every game, that's $1,000, $1,100. For those of you that want to be exact, $1,160. But anyway, that I could lose on my bets. Now, if you're throwing down $100 a pop, that's $11,600 that I could lose. So when you start thinking in those terms, you're like, ooh. And that either just made all of you say, oh, I'm out. I'm not a volume bettor. Or you just said, yeah, I'm not betting $100 a game. Which is what I did when I started volume betting. I made the decision then, if I'm going to bet a lot of games, I can't bet the high dollar amounts maybe my friends are doing. Now, there are certain Sundays, I don't really like the slate. I may only bet, 3 games. I may only bet 5 games. And you guys may hear those podcast episodes. However, they're few and far between, and I get even worse come college basketball season. First day of college basketball last year, remember? We did dollar bets. And some of you were like, dollar? You're going to bet $1? Well, yeah. I had 370 some bets going that day. Now, some of the games, I bet more than $1. But I threw $1 on every bet I made that day. And so that is kind of what I'm getting ready for. So today I've got 84 soccer bets. I've got 28 baseball bets. I've got 4 golf bets. And so I'm blowing it out today. So what you're getting from this particular podcast episode, well, if you read the title, you already have a clue. This episode is soccer only, England only. We're just doing English soccer. Now, we will be betting in this episode the English Championship Soccer League and the English Premier League. It is the English Premier League that you can watch on Peacock early this morning. Because some of you wrote me and said they're starting games at like 7:30 and I don't really know what that league is. But when I get up, I want to be able to turn it on. It's the Premier League. If you want to see all of these soccer bets, all of these baseball bets, all of these golf bets, you have to go to theovertimenetwork.com. Look at today's, there's two articles. There's one that says soccer bets. It has all 84 bets. The next one says sports bets. It will have baseball and golf. I can't make it any simpler for you guys. So let's start talking English soccer. We're going to start with the English Championships first. And both leagues start at 7:30. One game. So English Championships up first, 7:30. We're going with Norwich City on the money line. I got that for minus 155 over Wigan Athletic. And we are taking the over on this game. Over 2.5 goals, even money. Then we have a whole slate of games in the English Championships that are starting at 10 a.m. So we're going to go, and this is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, this is not 10 a.m. in England. So you do not have to say, oh my gosh, they're starting at 5 a.m. No. They're starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 7 o'clock for you guys on the wrong coast. But anyway, 10 a.m. We've got Bristol City on the money line, plus 150 over Sunderland. This game, I'm taking under the 2.5 goals at minus 135. Both these teams plus money. 10 a.m. Burnley, we're taking Burnley on the money line, minus 130 over Luton Town. And then we're going over 2.5 goals for even money. 10 a.m. Preston North End, money line, minus 105 over Hull City, and then I'm taking the under 2.5 minus 140. Then the next 10 o'clock game, we're taking Middlesbrough money line plus 140 to beat Queen's Park Rangers. We're going under on that one also. Under 2.5 goals at minus 135. I'm taking a flyer bet on this one. At 10 a.m., I'm picking Cardiff City. Cardiff City on the money line. Plus 195 over Reading. Under 2.5 goals at minus 165. I'm taking Cardiff City. I really got into them and how they played last year. They didn't make as many changes as some of these other teams. And so I'm hoping their experience will bring them from a borderline average team up. Both these teams are plus money. So if you want to take Reading or Reading, however you pronounce it in your neck of the woods, that's fine. But I'm taking Cardiff City. Like I said, I think I like their team better than how their team played, if that gives you anything. Next game, 10 a.m. We've got Sheffield United money line minus 125 over Millwall, and then we're going to go under 2.5 minus 150. We've got two more games left, both at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, we're going to take Stoke City money line plus 110 versus Blackpool. I may end up kicking myself. I'm still going to stick with Stoke City, though. We're going to go under 2.5 minus 140. And then last game in the English Championships, we're taking Swansea City money line plus 140 over the Blackburn Rovers. And then this game, betting over 2.5 goals plus 110. A lot of you that have been around are going to say, Sam, what are you doing taking so many undergoals? You almost never bet unders. Well, then you know me well. I hate betting unders. I hate betting and having to cheer for people not to score. That's why I bet so many overs. Plus, they're usually plus money. However, remember what I said yesterday. Today is their first kind of real game of the season. I think there's going to be a lot of tense players. There have been changes throughout this league, and with players moving up, moving down. I noticed on a lot of the rosters I was looking at that some of the players are slightly young, which means even if they get good shots, they may hit it a little wide, hit it a little high. So that's why I'm going unders in the English Championships. Guys, you got to remember the English Championships is one level beneath the Premier League, which we're just now going to start talking about. So these are younger guys or older guys that haven't made it, or they're younger guys that maybe teams are looking at to build around or something like that. They haven't quite gelled together. Whereas the Premier League teams, you're going to see me betting a lot more overs. You're going to see me doing my typical thing because I don't think they're going to be nervous. I don't think they're going to be tense. They've got a lot of players back on these teams. So since we're talking about it, let's jump right in there. Let's go to the Premier League. Again, we've got one game starting at 7:30. I think it's going to be a blowout. If you don't want to bet this because of the juice, I totally understand. However, it's probably the most guarantee you're probably going to get today. 7:30, you've got Fulham FC taking on Liverpool. Some of you who follow my pro wrestling stuff may recognize Fulham. It's Tony Khan, the owner of AEW's soccer team. And I know a lot of AEW fans bet with me last year. We bet a lot of Fulham games. Remember though, they were in the English Championships last year. They got moved up to the Premier League. For those of you that are in America and don't really realize it, in soccer over in Europe, if you are one of the last place teams, you can move down. However, if you are one of the higher teams, such as first place, which Fulham did last year, you can be moved up. So Liverpool is one of the better teams in the Premier League, and we're going to be watching them all season because they're one of them that possibly will take this year. So they're probably going to blow Fulham out. So we're going to take Liverpool money line minus 350. Now I know some of you are going to write me depending on the spread. Yes, you can take the spread. I I would go up to 1 full point, maybe 1.5, but I wouldn't do any more. A lot of people in Europe are going to take that 2, maybe 3 goals. Guys, don't do it because you're looking at Liverpool may pull some of their starters and allow their second and third strings to work, and they won't get that spread. So I'm just taking the money line. I'm going to pay the juice because here's the thing, guys. I think it's pretty much a guarantee I'm going to get some money. I may need it. Who knows? Then I'm going to go under 3.5 goals at minus 154. A lot of you are wanting that over 3.5 goals lock. Guys, I can't give it to you. Remember, these guys may pull starters. They're not wanting to get injured in a game like this early in the season. And then we've got a slate of 10 o'clock games, not as many as we did with the English Championships. So, English Premier League, 10 a.m., we're taking Aston Villa over Bournemouth. It's AFC Bournemouth. Going to take Aston Villa money line plus 104. Both teams are plus money. And then I'm going to go over the 2.5 for even money. Next game, 10 o'clock. I'm taking the underdog on this one. So be aware of that. Taking the underdog on this one. I'm taking Wolverhampton money line plus 230 over Leeds United. Yes, I know all you guys that listen to me over there in Europe, usually on my first couple soccer episodes, are going to make fun. That's fine. I like this Wolverhampton team also. If you're noticing, I'm taking one kind of underdog, like serious underdog. I mean, plus 230, you can't get any more serious than that. In each one of these, so I'm taking them. Then I'm gonna stay under 2.5 minus 125. Next game, 10 o'clock. I'm taking Newcastle United money line minus 149 over Nottingham Forest. Yes, I always get one smartass that wants to write me and say Nottingham Forest. That's where Robin Hood was. Yeah, Sherlock. That's where it was. Did you think it wasn't a real place? Anyway, they have a soccer team and they're going to get beat today. So anyway, we're taking Newcastle United and then we're going to go under the 2.5 goals minus 127. Now, this game, last game at 10 o'clock, this is also probably another guarantee, and it's Tottenham money line minus 263. That may drop as the game gets closer. You may want to watch it, but I got it early in the morning minus 263 over Southampton FC, and then we're going to go over the 2.5 goals on this one. I do think Tottenham beats them pretty decisively, minus 160. And then we've got a 12:30 game, to wrap up the Premier League today. And we're going to take Chelsea. Chelsea FC over Everton FC. Chelsea on the money line, minus 155. And then we're going to go over the 2.5. Over 2.5 goals, minus 104. Excuse me, 103 is what I got it for. Sorry. So that gives you 30 bets on English soccer. You've got 18 going in the English Championships. We've got 12 bets going in the English Premier League. As always, if you guys have any questions, comments, problems, or protests, write me Daily Sports Betting OT at gmail.com, Daily Sports Betting OT at gmail.com. You guys can always talk to me all day long today on Overtime Daily on Twitter at Overtime Daily. We also have a Facebook page. It's Daily Sports Betting Overtime Podcast. All of these are in the show notes. Now, as I always tell you, these are the 30 bets I'm placing on English soccer today. You don't have to bet any of them. You don't even have to bet all of them. All I want you to know is these are my bets. You need to make your own choices, do your own research. And guys, you know I care about you, so if you have a problem or if anyone close to you thinks you have any kind of gambling problem, stop. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Answer their questions as honestly as possible so they can make an appropriate referral to someone in your local area to give you the help, guidance, and support that you need. Guys, don't forget all soccer bets, all baseball bets, all golf bets. TheOvertimeNetwork.com, or you can go and look at your options on patreon.com/TheOvertimeNetwork, and you will get your bets of the day. Remember, you can go VIP for $125 a month. You get every bet that I make. Or you can choose a sport, do it for $25 a month, except for baseball. Baseball is $75 a month just for the amount of games we pick per day. We do anywhere from 20 to 30 games a day. So, guys, there are your English soccer bets. Good luck. I will be talking to you guys soon, and hopefully I see you somewhere down the road.